Welcome to today's Daily Walk in Wisdom. This is our last excursion into the incredibly challenging book of Ecclesiastes. If you've been hanging in each day throughout the last 59 days, and today being the 60th, then you are to be commended. It's been no small feat. And it is no small feat to change our thought processes in life. It's probably the most difficult thing for us to do is to change the way that we think about life and about the world around us and about people and about God. So, well done. This is the conclusion of the matter. Chapter 12, verses 1 to 7. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars grow dark and the clouds return after the rain, when the keepers of the house tremble and the strong men stoop, and when the grinders cease because they are few, and those looking through their windows grow dim, and when the doors to the street are closed and the sound of grinding fades, and when men rise up at the sound of birds, but all the daughters of music shall be brought low, when men are afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree blossoms, and the grasshopper drags himself along, and desire shall fail. Then the man goes to his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets. Remember him before the silver cord is severed, or the golden bowl broken, before the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the well. Then dust shall return to the earth that it came from, and the spirit shall return to God who gave it. So in the final chapter, the teacher makes his final appeal. He says, stop before you get any older. Stop right now and remember your Creator. He speaks about the elderly who have lost their teeth. He says, the grinders are few. And he mentions their grey hair as the almond tree blossoms, and fading eyesight because those looking through their windows grow dim, and hearing becomes difficult as all the daughters of music are brought low. And he says that there is coming a day where your desire shall fail, the desire of youth, the desire of intimacy, the desire for all of the things that are so important to us as we are growing through our years of our teenage years and into young adulthood, the drives that we all have upon us, that there is coming a day when those things will cease. And he says, before you get to that time where it ceases, then remember your Creator. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Stop right now and consider the one who made you. This is the time to do it. In fact, there is coming a time, if you do not take your opportunity now, when your desire to find out the meaning of life and your desire to connect with God will also fade and diminish if you don't address that thing now, because now is the hour of salvation. Now is the time for your redemption. Yes, nobody has desire like the young, but he says the day is coming when every desire will fail. You want to do things now, because there is coming a time when none of that will matter. And we're told to remember our Creator while we're young. The teacher is telling us that we've forgotten where we came from and who made us. How can you remember your Creator unless there is some part of you that remembers him? My mentor David Cartledge, planted a church in Devonport, Tasmania, in his years beginning of ministry. There was a young lady who lived there who suffered brain damage several years prior. And she'd lost her ability to remember. Every day she would learn the basics of a daily routine all over again. Showering, brushing her hair, dressing, eating her food. She had to be taught every day how to do the basics of life. And David and his wife Marie told her about Jesus, and she was saved. The amazing thing was that whilst she never remembered how to brush her hair or make her bed or eat her food, while she never remembered any of those basics that we all do by habit, she never once forgot that Jesus was her Lord. Our memory is the past's guide to our future. It is a tool that enables us to negotiate life. How can you find meaning unless you remember whose you are, who made you, and who saved you? Be honest with yourself and recognize in the deepest part of your existence, your spirit knows God and desires to return to him. Stop right now. Before you get any older, not a moment, not a second, not a minute, not an hour, not a day older, stop right now and remember him. Then it says in verses 13 and 14, now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. We've talked a lot about matter and what matters is more important than matter. And the wisest man who has ever lived has searched the world. He's considered everything that science and philosophy and politics and ethics and religion and the rich and powerful have had to say, and he's concluded that what really matters in life is your relationship with God. Without that, everything is meaningless. Think about it. We've all experienced that nagging feeling that we've forgotten something, that we've left something behind. That feeling is a reminder that deep in our soul, we have left God behind and gone off on a journey without him. This is why Jesus came, to remind us that ultimate life, the truly meaningful life, begins with the restoration of our relationship with God. And for that, he paid the ultimate sacrifice. God bless you. Tomorrow, we open up a new chapter. Tomorrow, we're entering into the wisdom of suffering. But for today, when we're dealing with our thinking, our thought processes, changing our minds from stinking thinking into the profitable way that a man should think or a woman should think about their life. Give yourself this opportunity to put everything right and bring yourself into right relationship with God. Do that and you will have more wisdom than the greatest professors throughout the world with all of their degrees, more degrees than a thermometer. You will have more wisdom in your little finger than any of them have in all of their bulging brains, if you just realize and recognize that it is Jesus that counts. And if you will choose with a decision that you make in your mind that affects your heart, if you choose today to follow Jesus, you will encounter what really matters in life and what makes life truly meaningful. God bless you. See you tomorrow.